right, let's talk some more about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness this July 4th holiday week. Yesterday, great day for Americans, Independence Day. Joining us now, Art Laffer, former Reagan economist and a Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient and author of the very important book, Taxes Have Consequences. Arthur, welcome. Happy Independence Day. Let's start with something. You know Casey Mulligan, real smart guy from Chicago University, right?
Yes, very good guy.
So
Clear, serious.
Yeah, no, serious guy. So he has a study out about the regulatory burdens being imposed by the Biden administration. And more or less, Biden in 2 years has generated $600 billion worth of new regulations on business. It comes to about $10,000 per family. It's even more than Barack Obama. And by the way, Donald Trump reduced the regulatory costs. I mean, that's not what I would call life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. An economy is not going to grow if you're strangling it with red tape and business costs.
Yeah, you're completely right. But I just wanted to start off with, Larry, if I may say, having been your scribe there with Thomas Jefferson, I kept meticulous notes. So I have all of these handwritten notes of the Jefferson-Kudlow discussion. And I was just wondering if I should put them up for sale. I mean, are any of your viewers really interested in those personally handwritten notes of mine? I'd love to share them with you, Larry, but, you know, sorry about that. No, just fun, having fun.
No,
you're right.
We should put,
you're right about the regulatory.
We should put it on eBay and see what it fetches. But, you know, if you recall, Arthur, because you were there as my assistant, Tom Jefferson and Ben Franklin and I were talking about their hero and mine, Adam Smith, who wrote The Wealth of Nations in 1776. And they communicated back and forth with Smith before he published that book. That's one of the reasons they believed in economic freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. My point is, this crowd...
Very true. Now, that is true, by the way. That is true.
I know. This crowd just has, this is all central planning. If you want to call it socialism or whateverism, a bunch of central planners, a bunch of regulators, they're waging war against businesses. You know, it's not just fossil fuels, it's all business. They don't believe in business. And the results show. The results show.
It's a mental state, Larry. These people are pessimists. They believe that everything is fixed in stone and the clouds are there, the global warming. We don't have any ability to do anything about it. And woe is me, Easter Island America. We're all going to all kill each other and build statues and then die, and the earth is going to be barren. And it's just the end. It's Paul Ehrlich. It's John Kerry. It's David Attenborough, for goodness sakes. It's Joe Biden. It's the whole group here that are the negative people. They're trying to stop all progress. We are optimists. We recognize there are problems with industrialization. There are problems with economic growth. But because of economic growth, because of wealth, because of optimism, we can find solutions to these problems and make the world better. Every time we've come through, you've seen the Malthusians every single time, and they're always wrong. Paul Ehrlich, I think, said in 1951 the Earth had 20 years left to go before, and the population of the U.S. had to be brought down to 25 million. I've been reading this wonderful book by Professor David Deutsch of Oxford, and you know it's called The Beginning of Infinity, and he draws out this distinction between these two groups. You and I are the optimists. We know we don't have the answer today, but we know that it's wealth, ingenuity, free markets, open incentives, and we will find those solutions. We will cause the very correction of the problems that exist. It's the bold-hearted optimist that is our future, not these negative Easter Island killers. They just aren't our type, and they will ruin the earth if they're allowed to.
The Malthusians and the Luddites are always wrong.
Luddites.
All right. They're just wrong, okay? And you're right. It's good
They're just plain wrong, but they get control often, and it happens in Russia, it happens in Iran, it happens in North Korea, it happens in China. All of these people are there in that. That's where you and I disagree a little bit, maybe, Larry. I think we should be outreaches to these people to find those little pockets of optimism in these countries to change their systems to being pro-growth like America is. And I sure as heck don't want America to go back to a bad state like they are. No. I mean, I love the Reagan optimism. And I love the Jefferson optimism. And I think America's where it's at.
Well, the whole Declaration of Independence is an enormously optimistic document.
Exactly.
We are endowed by our Creator,
Exactly.
et cetera, et cetera. And the whole
And
idea
incentives are optimism.
life,
you know, to reward people like Bill Gates and like all these other great developers, Warren Buffett and all them, for all the wonderful developments they've done. They made lots and lots and lots of money. They were incentivized to create great things to make the earth a better place. I mean, you look at these people. I mean, Elon Musk. Who's more wonderful than Elon Musk, for God's sakes?
No.
He's just spectacular what he's doing. And he'll fail on some things, and he'll fail maybe on a lot of things. But he's optimistic. He's doing it. And we need more of those people. Cut taxes. Stabilize spending, spending restraints, sound money, minimal regulations, free trade, and let America's optimism explode into the
I would say
just a multiple of optimism in production and growth and solving of problems.
Government has to stop strangling our God-given gifts
that's right.
to produce and invent and innovate. Stop strangling us, for heaven's sakes. Stop this central
and it's
planning.
the optimism of low tax rates.
We're going to whip their butts.
Incentives matter.
We're
and
gonna
that's what my book is all about.
We're going to whip their
incentives
butts.
do have consequences.
I'm telling you, I know they do. The incentive model
and convert
of
them,
growth.
Larry. Let's convert them. Let's convert them to our way of thinking, because once they see the light, they could be sources of optimism and productivity and gains as well, Larry. There's nothing inherently bad with a pessimist, except he doesn't see the future in front of him.
Well,
and he doesn't see how incentives make it better for everyone.
That's the subject of a different
You've heard my rant for today, Larry. That's my rant.
No. Saul on the road to Damascus. You know, I believe that. But we got a lot of work.
No, it is.
We got a lot of work to do on this crowd.
It is.
A lot of work to do.
But it's wonderful work. It's fun.
It's great to see you, Arthur.
And it never stops.
And, you know,
good to see you, Larry. Thank you very much. You have a great show.
These past 247 years have been wonderful. Our relationship has prospered.
Yeah, but just remember, I've got all those notes for if anyone's interested in the market, please just have them give me a shout, and I'll make them up a real fine offer. You take care, sir.